Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am your geography teacher and today I am going to share with you your work of geography for week 7. Let's start with the hadith of the day. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Fasting is a shield. It will protect you from the hellfire and prevent you from sins." So it tells the significance of fasting, that it will lead us all to heavens and will protect us from the hell. Coming towards the lesson, first we will take recap of the concepts done earlier. You did what is volcanism. It refers to the processes by which materials such as gases from inside the earth are forced onto the earth's surface. You learned about the types of volcanism. In this regard, you did underwater volcanism that takes place at the constructive plate boundary on ocean floor. Then you learned about volcanism at destructive plate boundaries, which takes place when an oceanic plate subducts beneath a continental plate to melt into the mantle. Then the structure of volcano was discussed. Volcano has vent, cone, pipe, crater, lava and magma chamber. Then volcanism at hotspots was discussed. When columns of molten magma in the mantle rises from the hotspot to the earth's surface. You also learned about the frequency of volcanic eruptions and their classifications, such as active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes and extinct volcanoes. Distribution of volcanoes around the world was discussed. The ring of fire, the most active part of volcanism. Coming towards the task of week 7, and here it is. Here you have to read page number 17, that is Volcanoes of Pakistan, and risks, page number 18-19. You have to study the pictures with the title carefully and highlight the important points on book. For vocabulary, you have to prepare a bank of words to find difficult. You find difficult and new in the topics, you may maintain a small notepad or booklet for new vocabulary. Then you have to surf internet and find more information about mud volcanoes of Pakistan and write important points in your booklet. You can also visit the link given here. Use Oxford School Atlas wherever required. And you have to utilize the graphic organizers, interesting facts, map reading, diagrams, picture study and at a glance wherever required. Now we will discuss the objectives for today's lesson. You will be able to know about the volcanoes of Pakistan, know about mud volcanoes and how do they form. You will learn about the risks of living near volcanoes. Now we will discuss the volcanoes of Pakistan. The types of volcanoes found in Pakistan are mainly mud volcanoes. Unlike normal magmatic volcanoes, mud volcanoes are generally passive, emitting gases that bubble passively in their craters. However, they can also erupt powerfully, spewing hydrocarbon gases and tons of mud hundreds of meters into the air. Now we will see how do mud volcanoes form. Mud volcanoes are formed at plate boundaries when trapped gases such as methane push mud from deep within the earth towards the surface with such great force that the ejected gases break rock formations. Once the pressure is released, the mud volcano returns to a state of passivity and may not explode again, and sometimes for centuries it will remain passive. Now we will discuss the mud volcanoes in Balochistan. Balochistan has more than 80 active mud volcanoes, and the world's largest and highest mud volcano, that is 500 meters tall, it can also be found there. Clusters of mud volcanoes can be found in various districts. So there are a group of different volcanoes in the various districts of Balochistan. Mud volcanoes in the Gwadar district are mostly small and found mainly in the south of Jabal-e-Mehdi towards Sarbandar. Another cluster or another group can be found northeast of Ormara. This is another district in Balochistan. The remaining clusters are of mud volcanoes in Lasbela district, scattered between the south of Goran Ghati, on Kohe Hinglaj, to Kohe Kook in the north of Miani Hor in the Hongol Valley. In this region, the most famous mud volcano is Chandrakot. The biggest crater found is about 138 meters in diameter. Many people believe that mud flowing out of mud volcanoes have healing properties. So people go there and they have the mud on their bodies because they think that they will heal their whatever the problem they are facing. Here in these images you can see the mud volcanoes of Balochistan. Now, after discussing the mud volcanoes in Balochistan, we will discuss the risks of living near volcanoes. Most people living in areas at risk of volcanic eruptions live in the subduction zones of the Pacific Ring of Fire. These people include the populations of Indonesia, Philippines, Taiwan, and Japan. The first risk that can be living near the volcanoes is destruction of life and property. Ashes, cinders, falling rocks, gases, and volcanic bombs and projectiles are ejected at the time of an eruption, which can lead to the widespread property damage. The lava with high temperatures burn the area it flows through. You can see in the picture, the lava is flowing through. Low silica lava moves rapidly and flows over longer distances and cause damage to larger areas. Inhaling the superheated ashes and gas can result in injury or death. So it's very dangerous for our health too. Volcanic bombs of heated rocks can fall in areas surrounding the volcano and cause damage to the property. These volcanic bombs can range in length from several centimeters to the size of cars. So just think how destructive they could be. Now the next risk of living near the volcano is threat of landslides. Landslides can occur due to the structural collapse of volcanic cone during the volcanic eruption. The landslide can range from a few rock fragments falling from the volcano to landslides of several hundreds of cubic kilometers. So it depends on the intensity of an earthquake, how much damage it may give. Landslides have potential to obstruct the flow of rivers, causing floods, blocked roads, and buried villages and farmlands. Another risk living near the volcano is pollution. Ash particles ejected during a volcanic eruption can disrupt human activities a long distance away from the volcano. Thick plumes of ash may eventually settle on the ground and block sunlight, suffocating crops and causing severe respiratory problems for animals and people. Fine ash particles of less than 0.001 mm can be carried by wind over thousands of kilometers and impact areas even further away. These particles pose a serious danger to aircraft engines and structures. Volcanic eruptions can also release poisonous gases such as sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide, which may be very harmful to people. Here in these pictures you can see the cloud of smoke coming out of the volcano and polluting the environment. So with this much week 7 task completes. For further clarification, visit the link given in the book on page 17 and learn more about the mud volcanoes of Pakistan. I hope you are clear about the concept. Still, if you have any question, you can ask your teacher. Take care of yourself and the people around you. Thank you.